Happy tears.
I'm at the bar, right? Okay. I like
Sunday, welcome back to my channel. First things first, click subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's just jump straight into it. Why have you not been posting any content? So it's all been for very good reason. I just totally needed to refocus my energy and my attention into very specific areas of my life. One of those being looking for a new job, and the other was creating a new business. So if you've kept up with me, you know that in October of last year of 2018, my company decided to go through a restructure, which was part of us getting a new CEO. Change just happens naturally. And one of the biggest changes was that they were eliminating the role of HR managers. So company-wide, there would no longer be HR managers on site, which is a huge, huge thing because every site has always had an HR manager or an HR coordinator, some sort of HR professional there for people to go to. My emotions since then have been like up and down, up and down. I think outwardly I always gave the appearance that I was fine, but inside your girl was freaking out. I kept saying like, I feel like I should be freaking out, but I'm not. And when I would like actually take a step back and just sit and think, I was freaking out. Because I felt like I would look at my vision board, I would look at my to-do list, and I would get overwhelmed because I was trying to, you know, mark things off and complete all these things and do all these tasks. And I felt like I just wasn't doing or accomplishing or getting anywhere with the biggest areas of my life. And one of those was looking for a new job. Since October, since I found out, I have been pounding the pavement. And when I say the pavement, I mean my keyboard, because you don't walk into a place and give them your resume anymore, at least not for the jobs that I'm applying to. Everything is electronically done. I literally will sit up at night on my computer revising my resume, my cover letter, sending it in, waiting to hear something back. Sometimes calling, depending on the company, just to check on it. But really it's just a waiting game. It's waiting to see if somebody's gonna respond. And I know what it is. I do it every day. Sometimes your resume never gets looked at. Sometimes it does and you just don't stand out to them. A lot of times they already know who they want to put in the position, and so they post it just because they have to. They need to post it for logistical reasons. So I get how it goes, and I was prepared for it to be somewhat of a process. I'm not gonna lie, I thought because, oh, you got your master's, Bella, like you're gonna be good, you're gonna get a job quickly. But I promise you guys, I have never been that person who just can apply to a job and get it. But what I will tell you is that every job that I have or have had has come at the right time and has served a purpose for my life and has allowed me to grow as an individual and a professional. So God knows exactly what he's doing, when he's doing it, and why he's doing it. So I'm very thankful for that. For the past 10 months, I have been very diligent in applying for jobs. I keep a spreadsheet, and if you were to look at my spreadsheet, you'd probably get depressed, and you weren't even the person who had applied for the jobs. So I literally could scroll through this Excel workbook, and I promise you the amount of jobs that are on there that I have applied to is ridiculous. But it's what I needed to do, and I knew that I had to do it. So when I started this process of job hunting, I knew that I was going to have to be open and keep an open mind on the type of positions and the type of companies, because you never know, where God wants you to go. And so you have to just put in the work. And so I applied to companies that typically I wouldn't look at. I applied to jobs that weren't necessarily what I was looking for, but I had the skill set to do it. I applied to jobs that I was underqualified for, and I applied to jobs that I was qualified for. I got a lot of interviews. I got a lot a lot of rejections, and I got a lot of people that I didn't even hear back from. The combination of all of that can be very discouraging, and it was very discouraging and very overwhelming. And so because of that is why I took a step back, so that I could refocus that energy and get a handle on it. I have very thick skin, but when I tell you that this process, this test, this separation has truly tried me, it has. But I've grown even thicker skin, and I've learned a lot about myself through this process. I've never gone through a layoff process, and so this process within itself has totally been a teaching moment for me. The other thing that I was focusing my energy on was journeying the way, and this sweatshirt is from one of my collections, and this says elevation separation. So you'll kind of notice as the separation is going up into the line and disappearing, the elevation is starting to rise up. So elevation requires separation, and truly I have learned that through this process. The separation was me getting laid off. It was not my choice. It wasn't a separation that I chose. Sometimes we have to choose. We have to recognize that we need to separate. This wasn't one that I was looking for at the moment, but because of the separation, I have been elevated and put into a really good position of where I can take my profession as an HR professional. I've been constantly applying, interviewing, and having no offers, like no offers. Or they would offer and it would be a pay cut, and I was not willing to take a pay cut. I was willing to take a title cut. So go down to like a generalist title, but if the money was right, I would be okay. So for the past, I don't know, month and a half or so, I have been interviewing with one company, and I was offered a position last week. Happy tears. And so truly when they say like there's a test in the testimony, no lie, there is. Last week I was offered a position with a Fortune 500 company as an HR manager, and it's more money. It's a really good raise, and a lot more responsibility and a lot more room for advancement. Like I'll have so much opportunity for advancement, and I was starting to freak out on the inside, to be quite. God's timing is impeccable. It is impeccable because I literally in 1 month would have no job, and now I have a job with same title but a lot more money, a lot more responsibility, and so much opportunity for growth and advancement. And I like to be at a company for a long time. Like I'd love to be in a company where I could retire from, and I haven't felt like that. And while the reasons I have left every organization or company that I have been with has been because of career progression, this latest one because of a layoff, I wanted to get to a place where I could be for a while. I wanted to get to a place where I could kind of run my show. Like right now, my boss is very hands-off. While she coaches, teaches, trains, she still allows me as a professional to feel my way through. And when I can't figure out something or when I have a question, I open my mouth and say, help me. So I was praying for a similar setup. I was praying for a boss that would be willing to help me advance. I was praying for more money. I was praying for opportunity if I ever want to leave Michigan, to have the opportunity to do that and stay within the same company. And so all of these things that I was praying for more responsibility. And I got all those things. And I got some things that I didn't even know that I wanted. And so, now your girl ain't gotta file for unemployment. I was really scared that I was gonna have to file for unemployment. While nothing is wrong with that, like, it's there for a reason. It's just not, I didn't want to have to do that. I've never not had a job. I've worked since I was 13, you know, like my first job was babysitting, and I've always had a job since then. The thought of not having a job was freaking your girl out. But our God is a good God, and he is always on time, and he has truly shown me that elevation requires separation, and sometimes the separation allows elevation. So yeah, your girl, I got a job. And while I'm not at all surprised or shocked that I got a job. Like, I know I'm highly qualified and I got the skill set and the education. Yes, I'm tooting my own horn right now, but this process has been very discouraging, and it's been very trying and very hard. That's, I think, where my excitement and shock come from. Not that I didn't think I would get one. It was just, when am I gonna get one, and how much work am I gonna have to put in, keep putting in, and how many more rejections can I take before I lose it? So this was right on time.